Hiya folks, welcome back. Hope everybody's keeping safe and well and had a lovely weekend. Thought I'd come to you today with a little idea on how to make the most of using up your images, your digital pages basically. I've downloaded quite a few kits over the last few weeks. Cut out all the pieces as you do, like all this like here. This is Slipper and Rose from Tina of Shabbydabbydodah, and also there's Bella Rose, which is another similar sort of kit, and these sort of images. This has got more blues in it. So what I thought I'd do is I downloaded Paris Bouquet, which is all these papers, background sheets basically, mainly florals with a few images of Paris, Eiffel Tower and things. And what I did was cut round with my decorative edge scissors for a change really, instead of tearing. Just cut loads of blocks, stuck them down, and that in effect has made my Masterboard base for my tags and things. Then to go with this, in this book, this is just a exercise book type thing, like for college that you'd buy. I think I bought it for my son years ago when he was at college, but never bothered using it. But I thought I'll use these pages somehow. So what I did was did that page as obviously the base, and then here, as you can see, I've sort of put a line there. I don't know whether you can see the line there as well. This is like a snippet roll thing, so you can cut up, cut down. I've sort of done it purposely, sort of tried to keep the lines in, keep the groups in sections, so you've got 3 good sections of snippet rolls. So instead of having your snippet roll in a big long length, which I mean, I did hang them off my trolley or off a peg, but what I'm struggling with now is, because I've had a few of them, I'm trying to keep all my bits and pieces together now, but I'm running out of room storage wise, and if I make any more stuff I've got no storage. So I thought, rather than have these sort of things stored like this, I mean, these are old sticker sheet from card making days, and I thought, right, I'll use these for storing all my little images that I've cut out, and also my snippet rolls. I put all this, folded all the snippet rolls in half or in little pieces ready, so I can look and think, oh yeah, I'm going to use that, but obviously I've got to use them, and if I make any more snippet rolls, where am I going to store them? So the idea is, if they're in a book, the same idea as the scrapbook, Masterboard, collage book, same sort of idea, but in a booklet. And then also the clusters to go with it, your bigger piece, your bigger items. So these for your tags, these for your clusters, for your corner spots or whatever. So that's what I thought. So I've done one here. I'll just pull it up a little bit so you can see it a little bit better. All I've done is I've just trimmed round with the pinking shears, as you do, stuck it all down with Pritt. So that's the one base that I've got. So we've got that one. So what I've done here now is I've marked off 3 sections for my snippet rolls. And what I'm going to use is a selection of papers that I've cut. I've got a few here. This is from the Paris Bouquet, leftover pieces that have been trimmed. There's obviously some here that are bigger patterns, and then these are this is just another one that I've downloaded. I think that was possibly one of Tina's kits, I can't be sure. That's the problem I've got. I've got too many kits that I've downloaded. I've only downloaded from a few people, but because I haven't sectioned them off, I don't know where they've come from. So the idea is to try and get these sort of things used up, and I thought this is an ideal way to do it. So I've torn down some book page, I've also torn down some music sheet, and all I'm going to do is get my Prit, wherever it is, it's done a disappearing act on me, and just stick them on like you would a normal snippet roll, but instead of it being your big long length like you do, all joined up bits of book page or whatever you use. Some ladies are using fabric or sticky back paper. Just do this, stick it on, do a few random ones, couple of crooked ones, couple of sheets of paper, bit of book page, and then I've got some bigger pieces here, but I don't really want to use those just yet. What I'll use is my backing papers first, these sort of things, yeah, like this, and then once I've put my backing papers down, I can go back to pulling out some of my nicer stuff, my fancy stuff, what I call it, me downloads. Got a couple of bits there that need something. But yeah, but I thought this is a good idea, good way of using your images, using your papers up, but also using the same sort of stuff to make your masterboard collage sheet, and then also your clusters, and then you've got a whole section of stuff then that's all similar colours, all similar sort of images, if you want, you know, or theme. I mean, this is like, these are ladies, delicate ladies, and that's why I thought it's pretty to do this like decorative edge instead of ripped. So that's the one, and then we can decorate that up now. But what I'm going to do is just carry on working down the middle, try and keep a bit of a gap in between, because the first one I made a mistake of sort of putting them a little bit too close together, but on this one I'm going to sort of keep to the centre, if you know what I mean. So it's a bit, I mean, I'm going a bit straight here, so let's go a bit skewy with some of them. I mean, we don't have to keep to certain ways, you know. I mean, sometimes I feel like being a bit straighty, and then other times I'm like, no, mess it up a bit. That's what you're doing to it, you know. You don't always want to be should have moved that one over a bit, really. It was just an idea I had, because I saw Tina's video this morning and she pulled out 2 sheets of paper that she'd had knocking about under a desk, I think she said it was, and she did something out of all of them, you know, that it was a sheet from the Masterboard college book, and she also did
some clusters on a sheet of paper, coloured paper that she'd done, and she pulled them all together, you know, use the Masterboard collage book and then use the clusters and then made tags and things from it. And I thought, well, that's a good idea because they're both together. So I thought, well, we can put these both together in some sort of book like the Masterboard collage book, but do a snippet roll as well to add to it. So that was the idea that I thought of. Don't know if, you know, it's going to work out. Don't know if it's going to be easier for me. It's just to inspire me really more than anything, because I do sort of get a bit hit a blank sometimes. You know, you can never come up, if you sort of picked up your Masterboard like this, and you think of, pull out a colour or a theme, you know, that you want to work on. Oh yeah, leaves. Oh yeah, I'll work on something to do with leaves. Or, you know, this is Edith Holden book, and, you know, something like that. Or this one. You could pull out a colour or something, but then you've got to find your elements to go with it. And it does put me off sometimes, because I think, oh, I've got to pull out loads of stuff now from wherever, because all my stuff's all over the place. I mean, I am trying to organise myself a bit better, you know, as you do. We're all trying to do that sort of thing. I think now we're all stuck at home, or, well, you know, I think we're the lucky ones who are stuck at home, really, in a way, because the ones who've got to work during lockdown, you know, they're putting their life on the line, aren't they, really? NHS and all the key workers. I think that goes without saying across the world, not just the UK. So there's your snippet roll base. Now all we've got to do is pull in some nice elements now, the nice bits, what I call, and those are quite big pieces, so we don't want to use those. We've got some little ones here, look, some nice little words and things like that. So all we've got to do is place on where we think they look nice. And I'm using a Pritt for quickness, really, because I don't want to be taking too much time, because I want to get on with another one if I can. Do a few clusters for you. What I'm doing as well is sort of roughly thinking that's like a tag size. So yeah, it's like half and half, I suppose. A little one at the bottom. I mean, we can cut these into corner tags, you know, like chomp across like that, or, you know, a little tiny one, if you know what I mean, and then like a tag there in the middle. But yeah, you get the idea. I quite like the grey on the grey. Sort of they seem to go better, the grey images, like on a grey background. I mean, I've got lace, I've got trim that I can add to these. When I actually trim them to go into something, I can decide then if I want a bit of lace putting on, or, you know, finish it off at the bottom. Bit of lace there, bit of lace there, just to that kind of thing. I mean, it doesn't really matter what you do with them. Anything really, anything that goes well together. A couple of little stampy type things. Yeah, but I mean, you can stagger them, of course, because it's nice to chop sometimes things. I know it sounds a bit daft, chopping things in half, and there's another one there. That's a good little tag. Or shall I put him there? You know, you think that's silly because you've just wrecked that image, but I think it looks nice sometimes when things are half and half, you know, half chopped or whatever. What I'm going to do here is put I think I've got a few of these sort of things, these teacups, like a stack like that. That'd look nice on like a tag, a stack of teacups. That's good. So doing this, it's sort of, I mean, I've picked, I mean, the book page and the music paper isn't exactly the same colours of these, you know, they're not quite. I'll do that and swap that. I'm going to put that one in the middle. Yeah, it's not the same colouring, you know, the same tone, if you want to call it that, but it doesn't really matter, does it, because you ink it up anyway 9 times out of 10 with your vintage photo. That's it. There we go. And then maybe something down here, like a clock, maybe another clock there like that. So what I've got in effect is some red, nearly done tags to attach to bigger pieces that are on your masterboard, and the colours are all similar, so they will blend in together. And then what we can do on this side is get some bigger images like this. And I'm going to put one of these little doily dress things, folded, just fold it. This is something I saw in the week on Tina's Junk Journal page on Facebook. A lady called Kerri McNulty. She did this lovely little doily dress, folded that in half, just slightly less than half, so it made like a bit of a faux frill, if you get me. So what I'm going to do is just stick that down quickly like that, so that makes the frock, and then put a bit of print on there, fold that over to make like the waistband type, the top of the dress, the top of the skirt, like that. And then the bust bit is just the middle of the doily folded into what you think's the width of a bodice, and then we'll pop a bit of print on there like that, stick that on there like that, so it makes like a little dress, and like a little wedding-y type dress, and then stick him down. I'm gonna use this, hopefully it'll stick a bit like that. And then I'm going to see if I can pull out
lady or something. I got a little, so I ain't got any girls. I wanted a little girl. Oh, there's a girl. Well, that's a girl or a, no, it's a boy. Looks like a girl, but it's a boy. But the idea is put, there's a little girl there, look. But what I'm going to do is, I don't want the blue, so I'm going to tear it down. I only want a face. I have got some faces somewhere else. I don't know where they are. They're in one of my other tubs. One of my many thousand tubs. I've chopped a head off now. Ripped a head. I'm going to have to tear that down a bit now. To make it look like... Yeah, I'll stick that on there. And then I'm going to get a word. Love. I haven't chopped these down, guys. I'd normally ink them. Chop round like that. Ink round it, because then sort of finishes it off a bit. But yeah, I'll just put that there like that. She's dreaming of a wedding dress. She's got her eyes closed and she's dreaming about getting married by the looks of it. Sometimes I like to go by a theme, you know, a story behind me, whatever I'm doing. You know, not always, but. And then she's going to go on a honeymoon to some nice place by the looks of it. I don't know what that is. I'll keep that like that, I think. Because what I'll probably do is chop this if, you know, if it's not quite the size I want, just chop it down. Now, what I'd probably do is put a bit of lace across the top of here, just to bring it in. I don't know, I've got pink lace, I've got some not white lace though. That's the problem now, see, because I want white lace. What have I got here? I've got something here, but I don't know if it's white or been dyed, because sometimes I dye this with the ink pad. You know, I run it through the ink pad like that with a brush. That doesn't look too bad, does it? Let's run a bit of lace across the top. I mean, I'd normally do this like when I'm actually deciding what I'm going to do with the tag, you know. But if I put that across there, that'll reinforce the top of that when it's cut. And then it could be a slot then. A little slotted pocket thing, you know, in your journal or whatever. But that's what you could do, and then obviously do some more. I'm not going to do them now because I've been running now. I think it's about 20 odd minutes. But yeah, use another big image and then do a teacup thing, like, you know, like the other one on the other page. Do something to do with tea or cups of tea or whatever, and then you can. That looks nice on there, doesn't it? You can overdo it though sometimes, add too much. But that's the idea. What I thought I'd come to you. And you should keep these together then with your other 3 pieces, and then all you've got to do then, when you want to do something, pull out your 3 pages like so, tear them out, and your clusters as well, tear them out and go and do
go and do whatever you want to do with them. There's some there I did earlier, look. Just to give you a better idea, like space it out good so you can get round easily. That's the one I did earlier on. I hope I'm in camera, guys. Don't know if I've moved over too much, but yeah, that's the idea. What I thought I'd come to you today. All inspired by Tina, and obviously using these little dresses from Kerri McNulty. Thanks for watching, folks. Hope you all keep safe and well, and I'll probably come back to you in a couple of days with another little video. Thanks for watching. Bye.